I'm super excited to play Arena. I don't think Arena is going to fix Tarkov. I don't think Arena is going to save Tarkov. I don't think necessarily Tarkov needs saving.
It saves you from Tarkov.
Yeah. Yes.
They've got it backwards, my dude.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the podcast, a show dedicated to talking about all the poggers things in life, like music, content creation, and video games. I am one of your co-hosts, JesseKazam.
And I am present. I'm here.
I'm back.
I exist.
Yes.
I am extant.
Not only did the last time we talked, you were like sick as a dog. You're feeling better. That's good. But also, you just got back from a trip, and I'm very jealous.
Yeah, man.
How was that? What did you do for the viewers, and how was it?
Well, so first things first, I instantly knew that I was in fact in Texas when I got into my Dodge Challenger. Turn the radio on. There was an ad for getting your testosterone levels checked right before Freebird started playing.
My God.
And then a guy with a cowboy hat like waved me out, and I'm like, I am indeed in Texas.
Are you a low T beta cuck? Do you want to change that?
That was literally like, they didn't say cuck, but it was effectively like, yeah, it wasn't very far from that.
Oh Christ, bro.
So that was one of those like, is your name Mike? Are you a streamer?
Yeah.
Are you currently driving a rented Dodge Challenger?
Well, then you need your T levels checked.
Then everyone knows you need your testosterone levels fucking augmented. But yeah, no. So I had gotten invited by Donut Operator, the man, the myth, the legend, to go take part in like a creator event. I don't even know
like
what
range event.
There was like, yeah, and I had no details other than like he sent me like a guest list, and it had names like
The Undertaker.
The Undertaker, I had a bunch of big YouTuber names there. But I didn't know anything other than he was like, you got eye protection, you got ear protection, bring it. And seeing that list and seeing everything, I literally just booked a flight to Texas, to San Antonio, and got all the addresses in Texas are fucking weird, dude.
Really?
They all look like not real. Popped into my GPS here. Let me find I'm not gonna actually say.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't think it would matter. It's probably like not private information. But they're just like numbers. What is? I'm going to change all the numbers here. Okay. But like 904 ZX 416. That's the number.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's in Boerne, Texas. It's spelled like Boerne, but so that's where that was, and I pulled in, was pulling up, and it was like fucking Demolition Ranch, like the sign along the gate kind of in front, and I look and there's just like 100 cars in a line. I'm like, huh. And it was just like pulling the back of the line. And it was like every 30 seconds or so, pull up a couple car lengths.
Dude.
I'm like, what the fuck
I saw some of the videos, like, I did not realize. There were hundreds of people there.
Hundreds of people, yeah. So, we drive up, and like eventually, after, it was probably like a good half an hour from like pulling in to like parking. It looked like, you've seen Band of Brothers, right?
Yeah.
Where the parking garage was, it looked like Bastogne without the snow. It was just like trees, just like,
oh my God.
It was like the parking lot was just like tree shrapnel, and I'm driving my fucking Dodge Challenger like oh God. I had to fill out like a little waiver, and I'm like, what the fuck? And there's just like hundreds of people standing there. I start walking over, and all of a sudden I look up, there's a fucking helicopter just like
I
just
saw
comes in,
that.
I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
dude, a freaking helicopter. I saw you guys, was it War Thunder? Donated like a Hummer for you guys all to shoot or something?
I think so. There was a Hummer there. I was telling them they should have like been like, we're raffling off the Hummer, we're gonna give away the Hummer or whatever, and then like troll whoever won by like then destroying it because
God.
Yeah, or was it World of Tanks? Yeah,
World of Tanks, yeah.
Just fucking yeah. So I mean, I can show when I talk a little bit about what I shot, because I feel like it's relevant to like recoil and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was just like literally hundreds of people that were all YouTubers and other celebrities, like a bunch of WWF wrestlers, like Undertaker. I think like I didn't see him, but I guess Bam Margera was there.
Oh yeah, I heard he was gonna be there.
There was a bunch of other people that were on the list that didn't end up being there. I was wicked disappointed. Chris Ramsey, I don't think was there.
Oh.
I even had my fucking little first like hat on. And there was just tables set up. And there was a lot of vendors, like, because, you know, a huge portion of it was sponsored, or, you know, probably everything was sponsored.
Yeah.
But then there was, like, you know, was it Brendan Herrera?
Yeah.
Who's, like, running for, like, senator or Congress or whatever. He had, like, his own table. And it was, like, imagine if you just took all the guns, like, just all the guns, and you just, like, upturned them on a table.
Yeah.
And then just, like, put two guys next to the table to, like, load magazines. And, like, so all it was literally, like, you look around and you see there's a bunch of brands that had like decked out guns, like operator fucking ARs and whatever. Like everything was like fucking full auto. Then there were some actual like manufacturer like brands who were like selling, you know, like pistols and whatever. And then there were like some other people with their like little collection kind of thing. And you just walk up and there was like someone at every table that was like, which one you want to shoot, man? I'm like, can I shoot that? And they're like, sure. And they just grab a mag and fucking, everybody was super safe. You know, there wasn't any fucking, you know, like negligent discharges, whatever. There was nothing sketchy. I got to shoot a bunch of guns I've always wanted to shoot. The only gun that I wanted to shoot, that I asked to, that they said no, was the MP7.
Oh, I saw.
The guy was like, we don't have a lot of ammo for it.
Oh, dang.
So I'm sure it was like, if you have 1 million subs or more, you can shoot the MP7 or something like that. I don't know. What about Call Me Chris? Call Me Chris. So I ended up like, I met a bunch of people. I didn't want to like be the fucking fangirl, like going up to a million people, but that was just going up to, so I saw there was Call Me Chris, and then like I think his name's Umpaville, who's like her boyfriend, I believe. Yeah. And then like standing right next to them was like Wendigoon and a couple other people.
Dang.
And I was like, I was hanging out with a few other people. I'm like, be right back.
Yeah.
So like walked over and went to like introduce myself, because me and my wife are huge fans of Call Me Chris. We like love her content.
Yeah.
And I like basically thanked her for. I was like, you made my wife get interested in and respect like YouTube content, you know, just like
nice,
because, you know, she just never watched YouTube, obviously didn't watch Twitch. Yeah. But then, you know, I started to show her some funny stuff, like Chris does a lot of funny skits and whatever. And she does like a lot of what do you call them, like different accents and impressions and whatever. And I'm like, so thank you, because my wife, you know, didn't give a fuck about YouTube. You know, and as a YouTuber, that's kind of relevant. Yeah. And she was like, oh my God, she was so nice, so down to earth. That's awesome. Like totally what you'd expect. I hung out with Wendigoon for a bit. We talked for a while. Super nice, super down to earth. Oh. Like it was so weird in that like he was exactly like, in a different way. Like Chris was exactly like I would have expected. Yeah. But he was wearing like the kind of red Hawaiian-esque shirt with like tucked into like the khakis. Oh, and like, yes. He was just like imagine if you were watching one of his videos and you just like sat down in the room next to him.
You just like hopped in.
You're like, you are exactly like you are in the videos. Dude. But yeah, so he was super cool. Awesome. He was super funny. So I hung out with like the last night I hung out with like him, Operator Drewski,
Oh
Clean,
yeah.
nice guy. And I chilled a bunch with Frankie.
Yeah.
Does a bunch
Editor.
of video editing
Yep.
stuff, videography stuff, and his homie and another editor, Calvin. They kept me company a bunch. It was cool. Because I had a rental, they didn't have an Uber, and it just ended up working out. That it was like we were just chilling, and
Yeah.
we had a lot of fun. But yeah, so basically, I ended up shooting a bunch of guns. I'll just show a little bit of something like that footage. So like this was when the fucking helicopter,
Dude, freaking insane. Just randomly lands. Oh, there's that huge like truck.
oh, I don't know. There were some big trucks.
Yeah, I believe it.
So then, yeah, I shot a bunch of different guns. I don't know any of the brands.
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever. But this thing was kind of, I mean, it was an AR, but it was kind of Honey Badger-esque.
Yeah.
And you can see, I kind of want to go through some of these real quick and talk about like the recoil.
Yeah.
Because I shot a lot full auto. Now,
yeah.
It was kind of a little awkward. There was like a little ridge of like not big, but like baseball sized rocks that I was like, they wanted you to kind of like stand in between the tables, and I kept like not getting a good footing on them.
Oh, okay.
And also like I didn't, I don't have like incredible form when it comes to like shooting.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just something like I would need to do more to get more comfortable. But like, yeah, I mean, you can see.
Oh, MP9.
Yeah, I did the MP9. I don't know if you saw this or not, but yeah. So like, even just the recoil, like watch, it's just like straight back.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's so much more backwards force than.
Yep.
I mean, there is upwards, obviously, but it's like so much more backwards into you as the shooter than just straight up. Yeah.
And I know a lot of this has to do with like if I had slightly better form, like lean into it a little bit more or whatever, that'd be a little bit different. But I mean, overall, it really was not difficult.
Yeah.
To control. And so some of my favorite pistols, there was a bunch of different brands that are all doing this now, and this is something I was looking into like 10 years ago, and there just weren't many great options. But 1911 style.
Okay.
9mm pistols, like double stack, like 17, 18 rounds.
Interesting.
Which is what I always wanted. They really only ever had. There were a couple brands back in the day when I was looking that they were like 10mm. But I just like the 9mm just because it's more affordable ammo.
Yeah, for sure.
And I prefer having more rounds than having more stopping power personally. Yeah. But man, each of these they just were so smooth, super comfortable. They weren't heavy.
Yeah.
Okay, the M1 Garand, it had aimbot built in, dude. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know. I swear to God, I don't understand. I was like, honestly, I wasn't really aiming for I wasn't really trying to be accurate.
Yeah.
I was mostly just like wanted to experience shooting the guns.
Yeah.
And it was like, boom, plink, boom, plink, boom, plink. Plink, plink. I couldn't fucking miss with it.
Yeah.
It was weird because I wasn't really trying. It was so bizarre.
Yeah.
I actually had to go back and shoot it again, and I just didn't miss. And I was being like lazy. Like,
yeah,
it was so weird. There's something about this dude.
That's so fascinating.
It felt so good. Damn. But yeah, so shot the M1 Garand. I wanted to shoot the Mosin, but like the guy at that table like stepped away, and like the other dude didn't like know how to load it. Yeah.
You don't want to just like pick it up.
Yeah. So this and that was, I think that was Brendan Herrera's table that had like a bunch of older guns and stuff.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So then this was the suppressed MP5.
Oh.
That plug my computer in.
Oh.
That one that felt pretty good. This was a suppressed. I think this was an M249 or something similar.
Something close.
But now the best part is that like this gun
dude.
As you see it here, 240B. This recoil is every gun in Tarkov.
Okay.
It's this right here. It's whoa, and then nothing.
Oh,
It's just like the first 2 or 3 rounds brings you back about 6 inches on the table, and after that, it's just a laser beam.
Yep.
That's every gun in Tarkov is basically this recoil.
Damn.
Then the 50 cal.
Dude, I saw
the 50
this.
cal. Okay, so I like genuinely. I bet you the guy who was working on the table to the left and the table to the right, they probably still have a headache right now.
Yeah.
Because shooting it wasn't that bad. I mean, like my shoulder has a nice yellow bruise still,
yeah.
but standing back like 5 or 10 feet, the only way I can describe it is it felt like my molars were going to explode.
Jeez.
We'd just be chilling, you'd be talking, and people are, everybody had active headphones. Oh shit! I want to talk about the active headphone idea after, because I had the epiphany of all epiphanies.
Okay.
Just standing back, dude, like behind.
Yeah.
It was like we'd be talking, boom, and it was like fuck, geez, like every time it would just rattle you, and it never got. Like I never got used to it.
Yeah.
It was just violent. Oh, and there was a BAR with a comp that was actually, I might be able to zoom in on it later. But yeah, this thing was fucking.
That's wild.
Yeah, and they were like, "Don't shoot the plates." Like,
shoot the
berm,
dirt.
Like yeah.
Damn.
And then the mutant.
I saw. The clip of the mutant
was deceptive, dude. It was deceptive. It felt very good, but it was like, and it was really controllable. It just very slowly pushed me back and back and back to the point where I'm like, oh fuck, I'm off balance.
I'm gonna fall over. Yeah. That's sick. The mutant, bro.
It's just like so subtle, but yeah, this is probably. I ended up shooting this like 2 or 3 times because look how good that looks.
Yeah, dude. Oh, that's so sick. Oh, that's so dope.
And then I fucking shouldered the I saw Wendigoon do it. I'm like, okay, I have to do it. I shouldered the. I don't know if this is an M249. I literally, if it's not in like Modern Warfare 2, I don't know what the LMG is.
Yeah.
But shouldered this one. This one was pretty sick. It definitely had some kick to it. It was heavy.
Yeah.
Obviously. But it wasn't as bad as you would think. Oh, it's an M60. Well, there you go. Then there was like another brand of 9mm pistol. Let's see what else did I show? This was like this was just an AK.
Dude.
And this was a 308.
Oh shoot.
This had some kick to it.
Yeah.
But as you can see, like it was backwards kick.
Yeah.
It didn't fly upwards. Like watch the barrel. It goes down. That's just the compensator on the front.
Yeah. Yep.
Like look, literally down.
Yeah. Yeah, you feel it. There's a lot of kick in your shoulder, but it doesn't just like soar straight up to the sky. That's sick.
Yeah, and this thing was pretty nice too. Just like blink, 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 popping all the rounds. Okay, so here, this is when they moved all the table. Originally, the tables were like up here.
Okay.
They moved all the tables back, and this is like right at the end of the day.
Was this the Hummer?
Yeah. So I wanted to show the BAR that I was talking about is what fucking. Oh no, what just happened? This.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's hard to see, but imagine a T shape where like it just to the right and to the left.
Yeah. On the as the compensator.
Yep, and it was just like,
dude,
just thud. It was fucking violent, dude. It was violent. That was like one of the more violent guns for sure.
Damn.
The worst part is that like I was gonna zoom in on him and it was like instantly got like a malfunction.
Oh no.
So, but yeah, so and then they just lit up this fucking tank. I mean, sorry, the
Hummer.
And of course, one of the other guys who was there, I think that's Clean over in the corner.
Yeah.
One of the other guys was like, "Yo, who's got the keys?" Like, and like that's when I kind of backed up slowly. I'm like, because there was gas and everything, like
yeah.
oil and all the fluids like leaking out. Some chick got in there and they let her kick the windshield out, which like looked sick.
Oh,
like,
that's dope.
But yeah, they just lit this thing up. And then there's Landmark.
Yeah, that's sick. That's
Oh
dope.
yeah, there's Drewski too.
Yep.
But yeah, it was rad, dude. It was so much fun.
That's so sick, man. It looked like a blast. I saw a bunch of clips from you, Drewski, Clean, Velian, shooting everything. There's so many more people there than I thought there was going to be. That was insane. That's so sick.
But so I had an epiphany. Okay. And this is something that
hit me.
I feel like this would be the answer to all of our problems. So we all, like almost everybody had like Jordans or Comtacts or Walkers. And I've worn mine to the range before a million times, but it's always just like been to the range where there's one or two people there.
Yeah.
Not with hundreds of people around.
Yeah.
And it was really disorienting because you lose all directionality. Because there's just a microphone that it plays in your ears.
Yeah.
So you would hear someone be like, "Oh yeah," and they'd say something, and I'm like, "Are they talking to me?" Like I couldn't tell if.
Oh, that's super interesting. Yeah.
It sounds the same if they're 5 feet away or 15 feet away, looking at someone else or looking at me or standing behind me. It's all the same.
Yeah, because it's just a mic picking up everything you can pick up and then just broadcasting that straight into your ears. That's fascinating. Yeah.
They should make it so that you can hear footsteps and like you can hear a lot more when you have contacts, but make it mono. Just make it mono.
Oh, interesting.
So you have the advantage that you hear stuff, but you don't know where it's coming from.
That would just like nobody would wear headphones overnight. Like,
maybe, but but there's actually a realistic trade-off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas right now there's just no trade-off, right?
There's no trade-off. Yeah. Yeah. There's like, it's ridiculous to not wear headphones. It's not a decision. And we've talked about that before where it's like almost just like make it a permanent part of my character. It's just like a money sink more than anything because everyone has to wear them all the time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's fascinating. That is super interesting because I can totally see how different that would be. If it's you and one buddy at the range and you're talking, your brain almost like fills in those gaps. It doesn't feel like the directionality isn't there because you know this person's talking to me. You know what I mean? It's like every sound is accounted for. But if there's 200 people and 100 guns and a million conversations, I can totally see how that would be like just a completely different experience. Stressing out.
I just kept thinking people were talking to me.
That's super fascinating.
Yeah, so
yeah, that would be a super interesting
just an idea
trade-off.
And
yeah.
And there are some like people in chat are saying there are some headphones like upper end,
expensive ones, high end.
Expensive headphones, high end, that's what I was looking for. High end that do have like stereo, they probably have multiple mics and whatever. That maybe those were really expensive in game. Like imagine fully functional headphones that fix Tarkov's sound but cost like 150,000 rubles. Like, and they were rare.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be every raid. It would be like wearing an Alton.
Yes,
in a way.
Deciding to
But
that's super interesting.
I think that could be something worth thinking about.
Yeah. That's
because I think like we're all like over the meta of
100%.
Headphones.
Everybody's over it. Everybody's over the headphones. We talk about it all the time, and it's like casual people, casual players talk about it. Chads talk about it. Everybody. It's just like it's just so weird hearing people so far away, and then the whole meta around like the Comtac 4s because the Comtac 4s let you hear even farther away. It's like all the headphones in the game let you hear up to about the exact same distance, and then the Comtac 4s let you hear farther. And it's just like so weird. It just feels bad. And I mean, we talked about it a ton when I did my like why people rat video, and that's one of the biggest things is like because of how far away you can hear people, you turtle up a lot of times earlier than you need to, or not even necessarily. Not necessarily earlier than you need to, because if you can hear him, he can hear you, right? Like if you both have headphones on, it's just that if I can hear you 100 meters away and you can hear me, Though the correct, and this is what I talked about in my video, the correct response to hearing somebody running towards your location is to turtle up, right? Like, there's no reason to just be like, I hear somebody, I'm going to chase him down. Like, if you're looting a body and some guy's running directly towards you, just wait, man, set the ambush. But the problem is, like, to take this to the extreme, if you could hear people 250 meters away and he hears you and you hear him and you both turtle up, it's like, what's going to happen here? You guys are on opposite ends of the map, wondering when the other person's going to do the thing, right? So it's like, it's just, It's so far away. The engagement distance begins at such a weird angle, and then everybody just like doesn't do anything because you don't want to give up that advantage. So yeah, I definitely think the headphone system is just like scuffed. That would be super interesting. I mean, I'd never even considered that before, the idea of like giving some sort of advantage to not wearing headphones. My process had always just been fix the headphones, make them less broken, make them, maybe not sound as bad. But I never considered like, okay, what if there was a decision? Because right now the only reason to not wear headphones is because you're wearing an Alton or you're wearing a wrist tee or whatever. You know what I mean?
And also, like, it wasn't. It's a recent thing that like headphones are bad or sound like shit. Like, like back in the day, for years, it was. All the headphones were good in just slightly different but almost meaningless ways. Yeah. It's like if I plug in some headphones and you listen to like Nickelback and I'm like, how good are those headphones? You'd be like, I don't know, they sound okay. And then a month later, I use different headphones and I play it. And you're like, you wouldn't be able to know what's better or what's it's just different. Correct. Or maybe the same. I don't know, right? Unless it obviously like it was really bad, which may or may not kind of go without saying if we're talking about Nickelback. But lol. Nickelback's all right. They're a meme, but they're not bad.
They're not bad, dude.
But I forgot where I was going. Once I distracted myself with Nickelback memes.
With Nickelback. Look at this photograph. Yeah, no, I agree, man. I agree. It's an interesting thing. Yeah, back in the day, the headphones used to be different. Yeah, I don't know. They changed the way they sound, so some of them just like honestly sound like butthole now, which is crazy. And then also I feel like they've constantly tinkered with how far away you can hear. I feel like it's progressively gotten farther away, which is weird. And just like
when I played the last 2 times I played for like one day in the last like 10 months, I put on headphones and was like, oh, what the fuck? Like actively it was very bad.
Yeah. And the like occlusion zones, like we talk about occlusion zones all the time, but like there's so many different like issues that the way they do their occlusion zones creates. Like, not only do you have, the classic stuff we used to get all the time, somebody would be running underneath you in Shoreline and you wouldn't hear them, right? Somebody was coming up in a staircase and you'd only hear the last step because they would break into the new occlusion zone. But they also do weird, almost like occlusion servers, it feels like, where if you're in this building, I don't know, a server might not be the best way to put it, but it just feels like once you enter a container, like occlusion containers might be a better way to put it. Like, okay, so I've had instances where I'm standing inside an open door and just 2 feet in front of me on the outside of this open door is Velian, and he's running around, and I'm like, I can just barely hear him. Like, I can just barely hear him, but the door is open, right? It, like, obviously there is like, I've entered another dimension as far as the game is concerned, right? But then in that same building or in similar buildings, I've had places where I was on the 4th floor and I thought I heard somebody below me, so I run down to 3 and clear, and then I hear him again and I run down to 2 and clear, and then I run down to 1 and clear, and it was on the 1st floor. So it's weird because that indoor to outdoor is just an occlusion zone, but there's definitely also occlusion zones for each floor. So it's like,
there has been historically.
You enter this occlusion server or occlusion container of this building, it treats each occlusion zone differently than inside or outside this container. Within the container, that's what it feels like sometimes. I'm not saying that makes sense or is real, but sometimes it feels like that way. Where the occlusion zones are there, the dude below me does sound muffled, but the guy on the 1st floor, when I'm on the 4th floor, sounds less muffled than when I'm 3 feet away from Velian and he's outside an open door and I'm inside an open door. It just feels like once you enter a building, you're in like a whole new thing, and sound interacts differently with everybody in that container and everybody outside of that container, and it's super weird and disorienting.
No, I mean, I think there is a difference between indoor and outdoor, and then between zones like
indoor or outdoor. Yeah,
I don't know that there are different sections outdoor at all. It might be. It literally might be outdoor is an occlusion zone.
Yeah,
and then a bunch of boxes that are indoors, and we know that like, you know, historically in dorms, for example, that the occlusion zones they don't match 1-to-1 with the floors and the ceilings. They would extend either a little bit below or a little bit above. So it's like if you go prone, you could hear someone underneath you clear as day. The moment you stand up, they're muffled. Or if you stand up on a table, then you can
hear above you. Yeah.
Because your head is just above the, you know, like whatever.
Bro, I found there's a section of the streets, you know, the Klimov extract where you shoot the green flare and then like run out.
Mm-hmm.
There's a section of that because they moved that extract when they did the expansion, and now it's like down this. It's really close to. I ran down like on the far left side of it to extract, and I was extracting. The countdown was going, and I went prone, and it stopped, and I was under the extract, but just prone on the ground. And I was like, no shot. And I stood back up and I started extracting again. And I was like, I don't know how long the green flare lasts, but imagine camping Klimov just laying underneath the extraction, dude. I was like, what the hell is happening? It was super weird.
I can see that being like intentional as a way to like, we don't want people, like we want them to be exposed.
Oh, dude, I don't know.
While they're extracting.
It's definitely not, because on the other side of the street is the more common way for people to take that. And I prone out there all the time. I go run behind this car and then I prone so I don't get shot, and I extract all the time. It's just like just over on this side of the street. It was whack. It was whack. Anyways, but going back to the audio thing, it's fascinating because you're absolutely right. Outdoor is an occlusion zone, and it ignores things like, right, like, so like, well, in the same day, I'll be like looking at Valiant, he's 3 feet in front of me, but he's outside and I can't hear him at all. But you can be running on streets, and on your right shoulder is just buildings for 300 feet behind you, 300 feet ahead of you. It's a full street of buildings. If somebody's on the other side of those buildings walking, I can hear them as if there's no building there. It's the same audio as if someone's walking 20 feet to my left in an open field.
Yep.
And it's like, that's insane, right? There's no way I'd hear that guy walking on the other side of a building. Maybe I'd hear him full sprinting, super barely, but probably not even. And so it's outside is an occlusion zone, and it's super inconsistent because you can be super close to somebody and not hear them, and you can be super far away from somebody and hear them clear as day. And it's just like so bad.
There's a possible like naive implementation they have where it's like, imagine if every occlusion zone has like a unique identifier.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, if your zone is the same as the enemy's zone, process the audio without any occlusion, and it doesn't like raycast between the two.
Yeah, dude.
You know, like something like that.
Yeah.
You know, whereas the logic could then be, okay, like if your occlusion zone, or maybe it's just hard coded as, if you're outside and they're outside, then don't do anything. If you're outside and they're inside, process their audio as like inside filter, which really is just like high pass.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit of high pass, a little bit of low pass, whatever. And then actually that's all you need to do. Whereas if you're inside and they're outside, then it's a similar kind of thing. Whereas if you're inside and they're inside, well, then it's do the raycast, which is probably all the expensive, like figure out how many walls and floors and
probably expensive as far as like performance as well. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So I get it. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying is that like that experience, the equation of like many, many circumstances where somebody is unbelievably close to you and you can't hear them, plus many, many circumstances where somebody is very far away from you and they can hear you, you can hear them clear as day, equals bad, unfun experience. That's just the equation there. I'm not saying it's easy to fix. Like, it's a complicated issue, but it's just like, and I would pose that the also equals there is equals more ratty gameplay. Because like, if you just can't trust everything, then take what power do you have other than to just wait and wait until you get a visual identifier, then you can like act on some information. The audio is so often not enough to act on. you're just playing a guessing game, and how many times do you need to die going, I thought he was over there, I thought he was close, he was far, I thought he was far, he was close, before you start saying, well, I'll wait for a visual identicator as well. And that's why people are ratting, and it's like, I feel like, yes, of course, Stankarat and the memes, people like to rat, but I just think so many people don't hop on Tarkov and go, I'm excited to rat today. They just go, what the hell is my experience right now? I'm going to wait until I can see somebody. And then they do, and they kill him, and then that guy's like, what a rat, and it just like the cycle perpetuates, so it's like the audio is definitely oof.mp3. Now that being said, we can hop into some of the Tarkov stuff. There was quite a bit of shenanigans. I think last week last week we did it on Saturday, I think. The schedule's been all scuffed, but they had just started. I remember I told you it was like the cat person and the like down the rabbit hole. And I was like, the rabbit hole is going to lead us to the freaking arena, which it didn't, Lamau. Or I guess it didn't yet. Anyways, there's lots of lore, and they did lots of the ARG stuff. Again, they did a lot of the like, they had to solve this stuff, and they got GPS coordinates, and people had to go to specific places to get specific things, messages in a bottle to like unlock the next part of the event. So for those people, for the Sons of Soon and all the people that love like cracking the ARG stuff, there was plenty of that. I didn't read too far into that kind of stuff because I'm stupid and don't know how to do that. But what was interesting about the event, because like it wasn't really an event, it was just like a new quest line, except for the fact that the bosses were all 0% spawn chance.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Except the goons. The goons were regular spawn chance. They were rotating like normal, but all the bosses were 0% spawn chance. So like the first quest was like go kill 15 scavs on wood and find this encrypted hard drive. Which, dude, they do this stuff all the time with these event quests. You and me talk about them. These instanced items. If you don't have the quest, you don't see it. If you have the quest, it's there for you, even if somebody else grabbed it. And like, dude, we've just talked about that so much that like they need to bake this stuff into more of the like regular quests, not just event quests. But
yeah,
go find a hard drive. Then part 2 was go back into woods and find a specific tree, which is like the source of some broadcast or something.
The source of Mother Nature's Gaia life force energy.
That was it. Do you have the wiki up? That's wild.
Yeah.
Dude. Okay. I remember I was like, why did I want to walk Veritas through these quests again? And I remember it was part 3. Okay. So you remember like delivery from the past, go to customs, get this thing, survive, go to factory, plant this thing, like, and you have to, if you die, you have to go get it again. Okay. You had to take 2 Wi-Fi cameras into streets, and you had to plant them. One was like just the top floor of Lexos. The other place you had to plant it was in the locked Kaban office, which that key is a one-time use key and only obtainable via killing Kaban, who conveniently is a now 0% spawn.
Figures.
So the cost of the key went up to 25 million rubles almost instantly from people that had some in their stashes. Apparently they put them in the jacket loot pool, but like putting them in the jacket loot pool there's a million jackets and a million things that can spawn in there. You know what I mean? Unless you put it in the jacket loot pool with a 30% spawn chance, it's effectively not in the jacket loot pool. You know what I mean? It's so rare to get a thing in a jacket. Like if you're looking for like a streamer item, if people like search jackets, it's like there's 700 items that can spawn in jackets and all have their own independent things. And jackets is only a 2x2. So like the likelihood of you finding it was wild, bro. So you had to get a key that you can only get from Kaban, and Kaban's not there. And you had to plant this thing. Then you had to obtain documents that were in that office as well. So you plant the camera, then you go unlock that room, and then you go in there, you plant the camera in there, and then you get some documents in there. Then you have to survive that streets raid. Then you have to go into a customs raid, and you have to go plant those documents in the bathroom that's across from marked room in dorms. Then you have to go out to the courtyard between the two dorm buildings and shoot off a yellow flare. And then you have to survive. If at any point you die during this, including after you shoot the yellow flare, you have to do it all again, including planting the Wi-Fi cameras and getting back into Kaban's office with another key that conveniently doesn't spawn because Kaban's not there. Oh, also, did I forget to mention that throughout the entire duration of this quest, you can't kill scavs. If you kill a single scav, the quest resets immediately. So it's like some horror movie version of the bullshit quest and delivery from the past all rolled into one. Dude, it was so freaking scuffed, bro. It was so scuffed. So like I saw this quest, bro. I saw this quest and I came to a realization. I had my own epiphany, and it's just that like this is how they want it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. We've gone through so many of these events, and we've gone through so many like versions of like trying to provide constructive feedback on like, man, this quest had some really cool elements, but if you had just done this, it would have been more accessible to the player base. I just kind of had the epiphany that it's like they don't want these to be accessible to the player base. Like, they just truly want them to be a pain in the butt, and they only want 7 people doing it. And I don't agree with it, but it's like, you know what? I'm just going to stop providing feedback because they don't want to hear it, dude. I don't know. Like, this is what they want, you know? This is what they want. I just don't know if they... I don't know, man.
If they like, there's like Dark Souls frustration.
Yeah. Which this is
and
not.
And I don't know if they're trying for that, because if they are, then they're doing it wrong. Right? Like,
yes,
that's not. I don't know. Or this could just be like some fucking Molyneux genius art. This is my art.
Yeah.
Where I just want. I don't want you to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I know that there's the meme, right? We don't want you to have fun, but I've already talked ad nauseum in my fucking videos and here about how like that. Nikita saying the game isn't meant to be fun doesn't mean what people think it means.
Yeah.
But there like are times where like I don't know.
If you wonder if it does mean it the way people like, and
you know, if it does, it's like by accident.
Yeah. And then here's the thing too. It's like someone in chat said it, and I got this a million times during this event, right? And it's like they have to give the content for the 1%. You're looking at it the wrong way if that's what you think. Nobody in the 1% wants that. Like, does that make sense? Like, if the argument is, yeah, well, of course they hate us casuals, they're trying to appease the chads. That argument falls. Nobody wants that. The one, like you're just like, if you think that that's the world we live in, where like the 1%ers, the streamers, the Tarkov billionaires, whatever you want to call them, the chads, if you think that they see that question, they're like, oh, sick, dude, this is so dope. Like, hell yeah, you're just wrong. I hated it. I did it because I am a part of the 1%. I play 50 hours a week. I've got a bajillion rubles. Like, I acknowledge that I'm not a casual gamer. I'm in that 1%. So I accomplished it, but I don't like it. It's stupid. I'm going to accomplish that task in one day, whether it's toxic like this or whether it was not toxic. If you didn't have to plant the Kaban thing, they could have even made this quest hard. You plant the 2 Wi-Fi cameras. You don't need the key. You have to get the documents. Then you have to go plant them. They could have made it like a harder version of delivery from the past, gotten rid of the need for the key and gotten rid of the can't kill scavs. And to the casual players, that would have been a hard quest. It wouldn't have necessarily been super hard for me, but no streamer would have complained that the event quest was too hard. 2 quests ago in this quest chain, the quest was kill 15 scavs on woods. Like, the argument of just, well, they have to appease the 1%, it just falls apart because even within the quest chain, that's not true. And also, nobody wants it. Nobody wants quests like these. Not Chads, not casuals, not streamers, not anyone. But I'll do it, you know what I mean? Because I want to see what's happening. So it's like, I don't know. So he said, so is it just to fit the story? That's that. Welcome to the conversation. The conversation for the past 2 years has been nobody knows why they do this. Like nobody knows. We don't know why they make unfun quests intentionally. Like that's what we were just talking about. I don't know. I don't have the answer. Like we've tried to provide feedback on like these quests could engage so much more of your player base, keeping your player numbers high, getting people excited to complete quests and unlock things late wipe. They don't. They piss people off. Very few people complete them. Very few people get those rewards. And it just doesn't have to be that way. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyways, so that was part 3, which was the point where a lot of people stopped. Then part 4 was a global event. You had to hand in 10,000 of ammunition streamer item, the Bear Buddy plushie. And once like 10,000 were handed in globally, that quest progressed, I think, as long as you handed in 1, I think. I don't know. Which those shot up to like 8 million rubles per, because they didn't have to be found in raid. So people that had them, instead of turning them in, were selling them on the flea for like 8 million rubles. And it was fascinating.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Then part 5 was you had to go to Shoreline, and up at the weather station, you had to find 4 instanced flash drives. And then you had to take those flash drives and plant one near the interchange car, near the customs car, near the lighthouse car, and near the Streets of Tarkov car. You could do the whole like offline quest inventory stash thing to like pull the other 3. If you died with one, you did have to go back to Shoreline to get it, but you could like try all 4 maps before you had to go back. And then once you planted all those things, you had to eliminate 7 PMCs on Streets and on Lighthouse and on Interchange and on Customs. Any gun, anywhere. So that was just like, go get some PvP. Then part 6, which was the final quest. When they launched part 6, all of the bosses were 100% spawn in Lexos. Like all of them. Sturman was on the roof, and the other 6 bosses were just smashed into Lexos. And the quest was kill them all in a single raid and survive. And that was a blast. I know, I totally understand that, not everybody enjoys those all boss events. I think they're like just absolute chaos. It's like just the crucible of PvP and PvE. And like, if you get a wipe, like I ultimately did do it. If you get a wipe, it's like 70,000 XP. Like it's crazy. So,
Jesus, dude.
And like people are getting armors. It was like a frenzy for scavving, like scavving in and just like trying to go get the last PMC as he's trying to get all the loot. So then they did that for a few days, and then they ended this whole like down the rabbit hole event with like another video from the Catface man. And what's going on right now is all the bosses are 100% spawn on their maps. So like Rashala on Customs, Kill on Interchange. And if you hadn't completed part 6 yet, they changed it to a quest called After Party, which is just go kill them all. It doesn't have to be in one life. So like go to Interchange, kill, or go to Customs, kill. Like it doesn't have to be in one life. They changed the quest to make it more like accessible since they spread the bosses out.
Interesting. Okay.
So, but it didn't lead to anything. Well, actually, okay. So then like the video that they posted of the Catman talking, it ends with like, learn to see what other people hear. And so people like brought the audio into like audio software, and like hidden in the audio waveforms was like I think December 26th in Russian. So everybody thinks December 26th is the wipe date, not arena date. Everyone thinks December 26th is the wipe date. But then some people are thinking that December 26th is the day they're going to drop the trailer for the wipe, and it's not going to be the wipe date. Once again, I don't really.
Haven't they already, like, don't we know the date for Arena already?
No, so we'll get to that. So that was the event, in the Tarkov event. That was all the quests that happened, which led to kind of nothing but some speculation on the date for the wipe. There is a lot of speculation on the date for Arena being the 14th. Some like leaked emails. I don't know how much of any of this is true, so I just kind of like whatever. but like there was a bunch of in the ARG stuff. There was a bunch of like 14s and stuff like that, and then there was like a leaked email or something, and I didn't know if it was real, and it was an email that was like, congratulations, you've been selected to be a part of the closed beta test of Arena that starts on the 14th of whatever. And then like so a part of this as well is like, do you have the Battlestate Games launcher still installed? Not the game, but the launcher?
I do still have it installed.
Okay. So let it update.
Tarkov launcher.
Yeah, let it update, and then take a gander at what do you see that's different. But a big part of this is the new launcher that dropped just like randomly, just like literally there was no tweet, there was no nothing, just like the launcher started popping up.
Fucking log in. I hate this so much.
Oh God.
Dude. I've never not had to log in.
Yeah.
It always kicks me out no matter what. Even if I put in like remember me.
Oh, that's weird.
Yep. Always. EFT Arena.
Yeah.
Wait for the start of testing. Rigi edition soon.
So
there's no TM. He just puts soon.
So this popped up just like randomly on Wednesday. And so for a brief second there, very much so me included, I was really coping that it was going to launch Thursday, like 3 days ago. But it came and went and nothing happened. And they slowly rolled out this new launcher. As soon as the new launcher came out and was available to everybody, people were immediately like data mining it, modding it. Some people were able to like hack the launcher and install Arena. Like I don't think they can play, but they like got installing. And anyways, and a bunch of people were doing a bunch of stupid stuff they shouldn't have done and like reverse engineered it. And then everyone was posting it all over Twitter that there's all this like the 14th, like a bunch of like code and strings of code. And on the Arena website, if you like inspect element and you scroll through the code, there was like text that says, beta testing starting on December 14th. And so I don't know. I'm too stupid to figure this stuff out. I'm too stupid to understand the legitimacy of any of it. And it's just as likely BSG is trolling us all with it. But sufficiently enough things that said the 14th have been either leaked or released that it's pretty fair to think that Arena's coming out on the 14th. It hasn't been a confirmation from BSG, but a lot of shenanigans have come out. And so it is looking that way, that the first wave is going to come out on the 14th. The question, though, is like, I don't know if the 26th is going to be the wipe date, but I'm pretty confident it'll be before, like, it'll be in the end of December. Like, for 4 years now, they've done a wipe in the end of December. Last year, it was on the 28th. They've done them on near Christmas. My expectation of the wipe is that it'll be somewhere between the 26th and the 30th, like in the last few days. So my thing is like, damn, dude, if they're starting wave 1 of Arena on the 14th, like how many people get to be in each wave, how much time between each waves, if they have any sort of issues, like it's just gonna feel real bad to have pre-ordered Arena and like maybe get it 2 days before the wipe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or get access to it on Christmas. You want to spend Christmas with your family and then 2 days later the wipe happens. It's just like, I can't wrap, I know that I don't have all the information obviously, but I can't wrap my head around why they wouldn't have wanted to like start rolling out waves in like mid-November, rip that through the first or second week in December, give everybody that has access a few weeks to play, and then wipe the game. Not only from like a selfish perspective of like, I want to play the game, but don't you, am I crazy in thinking that like dropping a wipe, maybe 3 or 5 days after you get your final wave in is going to kind of kill the hype of Arena? Like, it feels like giving everyone in the world a chance to like play it uncontested with your other game would feel like a better marketing idea. But maybe they're going to do 3 total waves and they're going to happen 3 days in a row and we'll have, I mean, maybe, you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know. It just, it was crazy. Like, I don't know. So it's been surprising. I still think that the wipe is happening at the end of the month. And I think that Arena is going to happen this week, looking like the 14th. Dimitri was trolling today. Hold on.
Oh no.
What are his replies? He was trolling on Twitter today. So like he tweeted arena when ? And then Tiggs responded 14th, and then he responded why, and then somebody responded like because you guys keep freaking trolling it, and then Dimitri was like I wouldn't be so sure. Like I think he's just trolling, but it was just hilarious to see.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So yeah. So that's the like Tarkov stuff. We got the event, which was fun because events are fun. It was not fun hearing literally incessantly about how unfun some of the quests are, but I get it because they were. So I tried to like align with the fact that yes, I did it because I have nothing else to do with my life. If you have literally anything else to do with your life, I can understand not wanting to participate in these events. The arena launcher was really cool looking and kind of debated us into thinking that maybe it was going to be it's Thursday. And then it's looking like the dates that are out right now are 14th for arena, 26th for something. It might be the trailer for the wipe or the wipe itself. I don't know.
Is that it's Thursday the 14th?
Yeah, Thursday, which is another reason why everyone's like Thursday. So I'm just like, I'm coasting, bro. I just need it. I need it in my veins, bro. It's been like, they said early December, and I'm just dying. I want it. So
I'm handling, actually got closing for my grandmother's house this week.
Oh, nice.
But that's early, and then I got it getting bent over, bro. We like cleared out most of the stuff.
Yeah.
And the last remaining stuff, it's like I was gone, my sister was gone. We like have, it's just been too hectic, too last minute, and haven't really been able to invest the fucking requisite time needed to clear everything out before the closing. So basically we're like paying one of those junk companies to come and take like the bigger stuff. Dude, it's like a bunch of carpets, a bunch of decent sized like chairs, some tables, some bureaus, a couple of beds, a couple of mattresses, like not a huge house worth of stuff. $5,800.
Oh,
I'm paying for them to like.
Porque why?
I wouldn't be able to do it by myself. Nobody else is going to be around.
I hate that feeling of just like they got you by the balls. You know what I mean? It's like I don't have time to find somebody else or like do a ton of research. I can't do it, and it needs to be done. Ugh.
Yeah, and that's the worst part too, is that like them to take away to sell, But it's like we just don't have the time to like sell it to like whatever. It's like super depressing. But all that being said, I think that'll all be handled by Thursday. So let me know if
yeah,
Arena
dude
comes out Thursday, we can fucking grind it all day, and then like maybe if we want to take like an hour break or whatever later, we could do the podcast and then hop back into it.
That would be great. I'm sure.
Or we could do a podcast episode
while playing Arena.
While playing Arena, dude.
Dude, I was thinking like. Yeah, I don't know. It might be too soon, but it'd be crazy to like set up a tournament with some of like the homies, like maybe the mod squad and stuff, and like we're the casters of the tournament. Like if we had free cam ability, because they said that was going to happen at launch, and we could just be the eyes in the sky talking about the game, talking about everything, and like that'd be crazy. We'll see. But yeah, for sure, man, for sure. So we'll see.
Yo, Pogcast like branded tournament,
dude. Apparently, I mean, they said that's the kind of stuff. The Pogament. They said that was going to be stuff that we could do. So I don't know.
Problem is that we would just end up with half a dozen obscure cheating streamers.
Yeah.
Lol.
I wonder how quickly they'll do some like leaderboard stuff. And how quickly it'll go to shenanigans. I don't know. I don't me no no. Anyways, so that's kind of what's been going on in the Tarkov world. Very much so anticipating this week and hoping that we get our hands on Arena this week. I'm having to like kind of temper my expectations, not just because still not knowing a lot about the waves, how many people are going to be in the waves, how frequently the waves are going to be. I know that, like obviously not everyone's getting in the first wave, especially newer people. So it's like, we'll see how it goes. But boy, am I excited to just get my hands on something new. It's so funny. I've had so many people like, it's so fun. I'm so excited for Arena. I think I'm more excited for the wipe because of like all the big things that are coming in the wipe. And I've just had so many people come in and be like, bro, I think, just something along the lines of like, you need to calm down. Arena's not going to like save Tarkov. And it's just like so weird because like all I've ever said was just I'm excited to play Arena. There's just so many people, and I get it. Like I get people are burnt. People are burnt by games. People are burnt by Tarkov. People have been playing Tarkov for a long time. A lot of issues haven't been addressed. I get it. But it's just like I guess the TLDR. So I've had so many people just put words in my mouth. Like I'm super excited to play Arena. I don't think Arena is going to fix Tarkov. I don't think Arena is going to save Tarkov. I don't think necessarily Tarkov needs saving.
It saves you from Tarkov.
Yeah. Yes.
They've got it backwards, dude.
I don't think Tarkov, I don't think Arena is going to be the best game ever made. I don't think Arena is going to not have any bugs. I don't think Arena is going to not have any cheaters. It's just like great. It's like all I've been saying is like, I'm excited to play because it's end wipe. This is the end of my 47th wipe. And I'm just like super excited to like have a few weeks of like being able to play something different but similar to Tarkov. So it's been super interesting. If you're not excited for Arena, that's like 1 bajillion% A-okay. Don't go out of your way to just like hate on people who are excited for it. That's weird. But yeah, so that's what's been going on with Tarkov. Lots of interesting other stuff to talk about, including something I'm very excited to talk about. But before we do that, I do want to take a second and thank the sponsor for this episode, and that is HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip the trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable multimedia. And that's why it's America's #1 meal kit. Dude, we had last night, we had like this balsamic tomato chicken and pasta, and it was so good.
I mean, I shouldn't even say anything because
the pictures.
The food is better. The food tastes better and looks better than any of the words I'm going to say. But yeah, I mean, like, as we've said before, just so damn convenient and so good and so healthy. It literally just, there's nothing negative to say about the brand, and about their product. You just love. You love to see when someone does something that's good for you and tastes good. And
I've said before about how much like it has inspired me to like continue to love cooking because like the whole thing is like I've made all sorts of like weird either like pan sauces or like vegetables a certain way or learning how to cook something a certain way because I have the like step-by-step on how to do it. I made like risotto and stuff like that, and it's really good. The convenience.
Oh, they've got kids stuff too. Oh,
yeah. Yep. Like Veritas said, the convenience of it, being able to choose what you want in terms of like, do you want more veggies? Do you want more proteins? How many meals you want per week? How often you want the meals? If you want to skip some weeks, that's just like super convenient. And then they also do tons of seasonal stuff. They have all sorts of like, they have a bunch of like, quote unquote off menu stuff like charcuterie boards or holiday themed desserts. There's a bunch of stuff you can get. And then they do all sorts of seasonal recipes. As you can see by just scrolling through this, the sheer amount of recipes you get to pick from every week is literally insane. It's like over 45 recipes. They've got ones that you can cook in 15 minutes. It's
all the breakfast stuff now.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so it's awesome. So we love HelloFresh. We love working with them, and their food is delicious. I still literally do eat it all the time. You can go to HelloFresh.com/podcastfree and use code podcastfree for 1 free breakfast item for life. That is 1 free breakfast item per box as long as your subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life at HelloFresh.com/podcastfree with code podcastfree. That's why HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit. And thank you so much to HelloFresh for sponsoring this episode. Free breakfast.
It says there's an asterisk in the fine print on the one free breakfast for life is that it's like they give you a life-sized, and by life I mean life-sized waffle.
Yeah.
That is like the size of a Humvee, and you need to that's your breakfast for the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life, yes.
Yeah,
you eat
the biggest waffle you've
a
ever
piece
had.
of that every day for the rest of your life. Yep. Dude, okay, so you launched your video, bro, and it's crushing, dude.
Yeah, man.
I was well.
I was super stoked to see
208,000 views, 6 days. Let's go.
Yeah, man. I'm very pleased.
Got the mother flipping Carl Jobst retweet too. He literally said this is the best video made about Billy Mitchell of all time.
Yeah, dude.
W.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what I'm happy. I'm happy with the performance. So, the like line, it was like the timing of it was like the 5 p.m. premiere.
Yep.
And it's a 4-hour video, which means like, so it just underperformed for like 12 hours.
Yeah.
And then it was like, you see the line like this at the beginning, which was like, okay, it was at the low end of my range of like the normal range.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, guess another video fizzled. And then literally like 9 a.m. the next day, it was like, whoop.
Yep.
And then it was like a day and a half later, it was like, whoop, the line just like,
yep.
And now it's been at a, like one of the flattest sloped, just steady curves.
Yeah.
I've had from.
Yep.
And dude, the CPM too on a 4-hour video is
not too shabby, huh?
It's like $37, I think.
The CPM, no shot. That goddamn, bro.
Yeah, so I mean,
that's
this
awesome.
Would be if it gets, dude, if it got 1 million views.
I don't think that's that unlikely.
No, I mean we're sitting at almost a 250,000. It's it'll probably slow down, but I think 6 months from now it's entirely reasonable. That'll be the first. Maybe it won't actually. I'd have to look to see, but that would be a 5-figure video.
Oh yeah, yeah.
In terms of estimated revenue, so I'm happy it's doing well, and people fucking love it,
dude. I'm very interested to see how it goes, because dude, long form, like YouTube is pushing long form. YouTube wants people in long form video, and like all the I haven't done a whole lot of it, but the stuff that I've done has been very similar. Underperforming at first, then it kind of catches a second wind, and then locks into just like a 45 degree where like YouTube just does a good job of like finding the people that want to watch it. It doesn't like mine didn't go crazy and didn't go, Mr. Beast, 80 million views in a day, but it was the same thing where like, my Iron Man video, after like, I think 2 weeks, I was like, well, I guess it did okay. And after 4 months, it's my 3rd most watched video ever. So like, I hope it just like YouTube keeps it in the algorithm and keeps churning and burning, because after 6 days getting 200,000 views, like I really think that could hit 1 million, which is awesome. And
then, I mean, there's also a world in which like it feels like it's doing really well, but it hasn't felt like it blew up. Like this is a video that like there's a world in which it got like on the like YouTube's like front page kind of thing.
Yep.
Or like trending.
Yeah.
Or like fucking like Moist Critical did a react. Now I actually don't know. It's again, that's like one of those things where I wonder how, let's say Moist Critical did a reaction vid. Now, first of all, it'd be like 9 billion hours long. They would have to be edited. It couldn't be just like I actually wonder how that would help or hurt the performance.
I'm so fascinated about that. I've seen a lot of videos about that, about like the reacts and stuff like that, but I don't know. I mean,
the reaction stuff can make a channel. Yes. And it can
kill a video.
Can stifle a performance of a video.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to know. And I think a lot of it has to, it really is it depends on the content, the
Yes.
community,
Yeah.
the people watching, depends on the actual content itself.
Yeah.
And if it's like
the reception to the video from the creator, if like the react is funny because they're saying how stupid the video is, or the react is funny because they're like, this is mind blowing. You know what I mean? Dude, let me tell you, I was sitting in my chair and I launched up towards my monitor because I literally saw a video and the thumbnail was Moist Critical and Billy Mitchell, but it was like from 2 years ago and he was reacting to something. Dude,
same thing happened to me. I'm like,
bro, I was like, no shot. And then I saw it. I was like, damn.
Yeah. I was a couple times I Googled like Billy Mitchell react.
Yeah.
Video that I wanted to, I don't know. Well,
anyways.
Again, I'm really not sure how it would help or if it would hurt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm happy with where we went. Now I'm trying to figure out. I have a few ideas for, like, it's so funny. I'm already onto what's the next one.
Yeah. Because that vacuum comes quick. You hit post and it's like, yeah, you might spend 3 months like looking at the analytics of this video, but like that doesn't fill the hole. You're just immediately like, well, what's next? Yeah. I get that.
And now that I've like, like hundreds of comments that are like, you got a new subscriber. I didn't know anything about Billy Mitchell or arcade stuff. I didn't know whatever.
Yeah.
Like you earned it. And now it's like, how do if I were to post a 11-minute Tarkov highlight video?
Yeah. That's an interesting question. Is
like
this the inflection point where you really commit to the turn on the channel? Because you've been dabbling, you did the Starfield stuff, you did the Baldur's Gate stuff, you did the Diablo stuff. A lot of that stuff did really well. This feels like a real kind of flagship product for you. This one, 4 hours, months of work, a lot of risk.
Is
this the moment to commit to that pivot? That's a great question.
And I mean, the answer is yes. I'm not gonna do any like let's play content or highlight content.
Doesn't mean you never do Tarkov videos, but maybe not all of the types of Tarkov videos.
No, if I were to do a Tarkov video, it would be I was talking with like Frankie and a bunch of guys about talked a lot of shop with all the YouTuber people. But I mean, if you asked me like what if you had to plan out like what would your Tarkov next long form Tarkov video be, it would be like how Tarkov died, or like it would be something akin to I have nothing good or exciting that I personally have to say about Tarkov in the future, so it would be like something major, and it would be long form,
for sure,
and whatever I'm not going to do. A lot of folks have been asking about like if I'm going to do more history of Tarkov, and like honestly, after I don't remember where I left it off, but like everything after that point, nothing interesting. It's like more bugs, more guns, more maps,
nothing
more
drama
happened.
Like
all that was interesting was like the introduction of major like before the flea market, after the flea market, before the weight system, after the weight system, before like all these major map additions. And because the difference between Tarkov with 2.5 maps and Tarkov with 4 maps is massively different than Tarkov with 9 maps versus Tarkov with 10 maps.
100%. I
agree. The same game with more shit versus it's a different game.
I agree. I agree. Yeah.
So I don't know. Like my 2 videos ago was a 2-hour video about Starfield and Baldur's Gate, and that's about to hit 500,000 views.
Hell yeah!
And
dude.
The analytics. I mean, the line, like
the line goes up.
The line is still upward, man.
It is.
It's steady,
bro. I just want to take this moment and be like, hell yeah, dude. I remember like not so long ago, a few months ago, you had done some content and you were just like, oh yeah, you had done the speedrunning stuff. You had done so much of the speedrunning stuff and the Trackmania stuff. You did the Trackmania documentary and the chess documentary, and you were just like, what the hell am I doing? Like, freaking hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. That you've
but now this is important because it's like
you've enjoyed working on, that you were passionate about, and they're crushing. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and now like the next video might be the most important video I do for the channel.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what is going to? I need to find something that will appeal to all of the new folks. That will appeal to a decent chunk of the Tarkov people.
Yeah.
And that will appeal to a new audience of new people, right?
Yeah,
And I have a couple of ideas. I'm trying not to some extent. I need to like. I wish I could be secretive. Like,
Yeah.
I can't though. I just get too excited.
Yeah, this video was supposed to be kept a secret. Remember, you were telling me about and then you just like cracked it wide open. Yeah. Do you want not to be that guy at all? That's like, you know what you should do? Like more work. You know, I hate that. That's like the content creator's fear is like, well, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. But I'm gonna do that. You know what? Like crazy. You're probably gonna look at me and like say this is the stupidest thing ever. But you know what you should do? You should take the entire 4-hour video and cut it into however many 9-minute sections and post them all to TikTok. That sounds crazy.
9-minute?
Yeah, you can post up to 10-minute videos now on TikTok, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Dude.
Oh.
Okay.
I didn't even know that.
Dude.
I was thinking about making YouTube shorts, but not what. I need to make a new TikTok account. You know, my TikTok account got banned for I don't know how or why.
That's insane, dude.
I don't know if like a bunch of people reported it or it's like they're gone,
dude.
And now I can't create another account with the same name. So I
that's weird.
Make a new one.
Weirdly enough, so here's the thing: like, what the human being is just drawn to like long form narrative story like content. Like TikTok was like a detour on that trail. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and we've had a few, like Twitter was like, our attention spans are dying. And then, you know, YouTube was going to shorter and shorter videos. And everyone's like, our attention spans are dying. And then TikTok came out and everyone's like, our attention spans are dead. 7-second videos. That's all we need. The meta right now on TikTok is as long of a video as you can possibly get. And I have personally fallen down the rabbit hole like 8 or 10 times of like, I swipe and I come across part 7 of 50 of like some story. And then I just get super invested. And then I end up like going to their channel and watching a bunch of them. And then I'm like, oh my God, I have to go to their YouTube channel and watch this video. And then I go to their YouTube channel and watch this video. And you want to know what's something funny, dude, that like was just happening? Just the other day, I was trying to convince that Eric, my homie that does the true crime stuff, right? I was trying to convince him to do like TikToks and stuff like that way back in the day. Dude, somebody was basically like, yo, I like your friend's channel to my other friend. Like, I've seen his stuff on TikTok. And we were like, he doesn't have a TikTok. Somebody was just ripping the videos from YouTube and doing that. And like, the very first video had 1.2 million views on TikTok. And the account had like 40,000 followers. Like, and he was just stealing Eric's content. And I think Eric's working on it and trying to like get it taken down or something like that. But
oof, it'll be hard to fit 9 minutes into like the slim form factor with like some of the visuals. I might have to do a little bit more editing.
That's true. That might be a ton of work on the editing side. But you want to know why it's effective? Is because you get, in this case, let's say 40. Let's say, I don't know, but I don't want to do the math. Let's say it would be 40 9-minute videos, right? You get 40 chances to hook people, not just one.
Yeah.
So like the reason why some of those work is, especially for true crime stuff, if you swiped to the first one, it's like, once upon a time in a small town, there was this, and you swipe away, right? You're like, whatever. But you swipe to part 9 of 20 and it's like, and she was brutally murdered. And people are like, what happened? You know what I mean? And it hooks people. So it's like, there's all these like, you know, it might just randomly cut to like, and Billy just kept lying about this, even in the face of the evidence. And that stuff just hooks people. You know what I mean? And so it's like, you get like a weird amount of attempts to hook people into a story. And then basically you just hope that they go not watch them all on TikTok, but like that each of those videos just stands as an advertisement for the video on YouTube. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not really hoping anybody watches all 4 hours on TikTok. Nobody really would. But
Now, do you think that 9 minutes is like the play versus like 5 minutes?
I don't know.
Versus like,
That's a great question. I can like go look and see if I stumble across any of those and like check the
I
time.
suppose maybe, I mean, it's probably like cut it up into 5 to 10 minute sections, depending on what makes sense,
Yeah.
which would either be cutting like where you'd put an ad where like between two sections,
Yeah.
or explicitly cutting
Yeah.
before then.
Because that's
So
the
that
other
they're
thing
like,
too. You get 40.
and then what we found out was the man.
Yes.
Find out in part 3.
Exactly.
You know,
That's the
it's
thing. You get 40 opportunities for hooks and you get 40 opportunities for cliffhangers. You know what I mean? It's like, and some people do it. There's different ways of that people do it. Some people literally just let AI slice a video into exactly 1 second less than the maximum thing. And a lot of times some of those videos go viral just because there's so many of them. Some people like spend hours and days and weeks crafting short form versions, you know what I mean? And anything in between, and everything, you know, has gone viral and you know what I mean? It's whatever. So it's like you could put as much or as little work. Like I would say like it would be worth it to just let you know, an AI plugin of Adobe Premiere Pro just cut it. Like if you were like, that's too much, I don't want to do it, it would still be worth to just like let AI do it and then just post them anyway.
Wait, is that a thing? They have like a plugin that does that?
Oh yeah, there's like, I'm pretty sure. There's all sorts of plugins for like podcasts and stuff like that that lets AI slice videos into different sections and all that kind of stuff. And I'm pretty sure you can just set it to like slice up a video into this length or whatever. So it's like you could decide how much work. TikTok is so cheap like, that it's worth the lowest amount of work sometimes. You know what I mean?
Do I? Now here's the question: do I have to put like a bumper at the beginning or the end, like everyone being like, go to YouTube and watch the like? You don't want to push YouTube. I want to say watch the next TikTok.
I think it's one of those things where, as weird as it sounds, like I don't think it would be a bad thing to do that, but as weird as it sounds, you just like let you let it happen organically. It's one of those things where like my gut tells me that if 1 million people saw a bumper, only 5 of them would go to the channel as a result directly of the bumper. The large percent would just make up their minds immediately. Do I want to know more about this or do I not? Like, am I going to go external or am I not? And if they are, they know how they can do it. You've got the link in your bio is going to be your YouTube channel. I don't think anybody would stop watching as a result of the bumper. So it just goes back to how much work do you want to put in? You know, is there a way to do it simply where you could drop the bumper into every video? If it requires a lot of work, then maybe it's not worth it because I don't see a huge return on investment. Like, I just feel like people's viewing patterns are so set in stone that it's like, if they want to know more, then they're going to want to know more. But I don't think it would necessarily hurt either. And that's also just my gut. I don't know. I haven't done
Well,
this.
yeah, I mean, the question is that, like, you know, if a plugin slices them up and exports them individually, well, then I don't do any editing in post.
Yeah. Then I would say it's probably worth it, yeah.
But then again, the question is, I'd have to see how it looks, right? Because, like, my visuals, they might not align right. It might take a decent chunk of editing.
And that, I hadn't considered that. Because I'm going through the video, I'm over halfway through it. I'm watching it in like small chunks. And yeah, the amount of visuals that you've put in, that's a harder thing to like make vertical. And a bunch of people have tried the whole like turn your phone and watch it horizontal, but nobody does that. People just swipe when they see that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
God, fuck. I don't like use TikTok enough, and I also don't like. It's so hard for me to put myself in the head of like the meta. Dude, I was talking to a bunch of people again while we were in the trip in Texas, and like, I'm so like,
it's overwhelming.
I'm so like, what's the phrase? Is it black-pilled? Around like, and I noticed it too. We were talking about it, and I'm like, yeah, this is the dystopian YouTube future that like I'm skeptical of. And then I went back to my Airbnb and opened it up. And here, I'll even show you because I fucking sent a screenshot. Me and Frankie were talking about this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you like pieces of shit that do this. Like, you're ruining everything for everyone. But I like kind of didn't believe it. And then the fucking like, I went home, opened up YouTube, and the first thing I saw was this. Tell me if you
Okay.
catch it.
I don't know. I mean, are we just like the thumbnail style or?
The text.
Oh.
The typo in the text on purpose.
Oh, D-bats. No. That's brutal.
Yeah, Frankie was saying. Well, let me find. He's like,
that's brutal. D-bats. I didn't even see it.
But no, it's on purpose.
Yeah.
To get
to get
engagement.
clicks, yeah.
And I just like, is this what it's gonna come to? Like,
yeah.
We're all just gonna have to. We're gonna have to make our content worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
For engagement, and it's like.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. I understand what you mean. I'm going down like a different path in my own like mental like YouTube stuff. But yeah, it is crazy. Stuff like that can be crazy.
Yeah, here you go. Here's fucking
Voilence.
I'm like, you son of a bitch.
You Voilence.
God, and the best part is that like I have like a bunch of typos and like a bunch of things that I did accidentally.
Yeah.
That like that's what I'm using to make me feel better about it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like, okay,
it's
like
meta.
Worst case, yeah. No, I planned it all along to have all these dumbass typos everywhere.
Yeah. I don't know. Dude.
Now I gotta make a TikTok though.
You don't have to. It's just like it's one of those things where like truly I believe if you were like, there's too many things to consider here. There's too many visuals. There's too much whatever. It's not worth it. In my current understanding of the internet, think it would be worth letting an AI chop it up, putting absolutely zero consideration into what's in the field of view and just posting them. Like it just, because the video is so long and the videos would be so short, the likelihood that one of them would hit and just like kind of go nutty and get a few million views and then maybe boost the numbers on the YouTube video. Now, I could be wrong and you could do that and, nobody, every single one gets 11 views and it's whatever. But it's a meta I've seen form and that I've personally fallen down because I enjoy longer form videos. And even when they're snuck into my short form content, oh, you know what else happens? Every Veritasium video ever made is on TikTok in its entirety. Like everyone. Because you just might get in the middle where he's like doing some crazy experiment and you're like, what is this? And then you're stuck. And then you watch the whole video. You know what I mean? It's like
now. But here's the question: like, what is the end goal? To get a bunch of views and followers and revenue on TikTok, or is it to try to draw people to YouTube?
It could be both. For initially, much more largely YouTube, but like eventually, once you get enough followers and enough watch hours, I've told you before. There's like the TikTok creativity program, which is they pay almost 10x the CPM. Actually, I think it's over 10x the CPM on videos that are longer than 1 minute long. If you you have to have I forget, 5,000 followers, this many watch hours or whatever. And it's crazy. Like YouTube shorts pay, I think 3 cents per 1,000 views on a YouTube short. If you're in the TikTok creativity program beta, 1,000 views on a video that's longer than a minute long, and the person has to have viewed the video for at least 5 seconds, lots of stipulations, but the payout is 71 to 90 cents per 1,000 views. It's
10,000x fucking.
I know people who make money on TikTok. Money. Now, you have to have the people and you have to have the content but this is that content, right? Like long form content means every single one of your videos forever would be longer than a minute, which means every video would be eligible once you get enough followers or whatever.
Video on there,
yeah,
too,
100%.
then.
And you know what I mean? So it's like, it's one of those things where eventually there actually is a potential to make money on TikTok. But if you're starting a fresh account, the goal initially would be more just like to
Bro, I've
boost
been
some
shadow
YouTube.
banned from TikTok. Like I hit like create account, and it like loads and then takes me to the home screen. And then I
TikTok
hit like login, and it just opens up and loads.
is the actual worst. It is.
I can't do anything. I can't log in, or I can't create an account on multiple computers.
That's weird.
And I tried Gmail. I tried to create an account with phone, email, username, use phone or email, and it's just sitting here and spinning. Like I've been shadow banned or something. I IP banned.
That's
I
weird.
don't understand.
I don't know. I think Valiant's been like shadow banned a few times. I don't know. It's scuffed. TikTok is
still
the
don't know
worst.
why my account got banned too. It's like
That is weird.
And that account I had actually like, can you like pay to boost content on TikTok? Yeah, I had like loaded up like $100 in there and was like experimenting, and it kept failing, and then now my account's gone, so they just like stole $100 from me.
Classic.
And then I like email them, but I like don't have an account, so they like ignore me.
Jesus,
it's like really
TikTok is the worst. Like definitely, no questions. It's a tool to be used, that I use as well, but like it's for sure the worst. But yeah, just something to consider, because you get the flexibility. Like a YouTube short is only a YouTube short if it's 59 seconds or below. So like for long form content, that's just like really hard to do. You know what I mean? But now that you can post between 5 and 10 minute videos on TikTok, the rise of long form, and then now they're literally paying you like 10,000x money to post. It has to be longer than a minute. People have to watch longer than 5 seconds. But like I've made a couple $100 off of a few of my vids. Of the like probably 1,000 videos I've posted, I think 10 of them have been longer than a minute, and I've still made like a couple $100 from it.
Well, I'll do that if I can agree.
Yeah, if you can do it, but it was just so funny, the personal experience with my buddy who had his content stolen, and then people were getting millions of views, and now he's exploring creating his own TikTok and doing it, because it's like people are scouring for long form content that they can upload to YouTube or to TikTok. So that's your video, man. The TLDR of that is I'm so glad that it's crushing. I'm watching it. The video is amazing. And it's just good vibes, man. Good vibes for sure. Other gaming related news, the day before released, it's here.
I watched, like, I pulled up like Asmongold playing.
Yeah.
And I watched for like 10 or 15 minutes, and like I got a quick gist.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I kind of want to play it without tainting anymore.
Yeah.
Like I did with Starfield. I would love it, dude. I would love it if I go to play it. I'm like, this is a great game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm not, the impression that I get from what I've seen is that it's a complete devoid of nothing dog shit meme. But
it's not. It's what it is it's a fascinating case study in the internet. Because like, man, it's just like people just bring so much to the table with things, and it's so frustrating to see, because like the history of it up until launch was they literally represented both ends of the spectrum. They had every YouTuber that is attempting to make any sort of gaming content that's relevant at one point in the palm of their hands. Every YouTuber was making, this could be the greatest game of our generation. We've wanted good survival games. Look at this trailer. The cinematic trailers were insane. The gameplay looked insane. The engine looked insane. The graphics looked insane. The entity count, the zombies, the PvP aspects of it, the losing your loot. And in the span of their development, they went from having all of gaming YouTube in the palm of their hand to every single gaming YouTuber trying to be relevant, making a video about how it's a scam, it's not a real game, it's the worst thing ever, it's stupid, you're stupid if you're excited for it, before the game ever came out. So you, being a man of the internet, what do you think happens when this game comes out? Literally don't even consider the actual merits of the game. What do you think is going to happen, right?
Everyone's instantly going to make video like this game was a complete scam.
100%.
Yeah.
So it's like that was an inevitability leading into the launch of the game. And then when you tie in, what I was saying, what I hoped would happen was that it like really was game of the year and like was just the best game ever made because they would just fry the brains of the internet. You know what I mean? But the reality is it's somewhere in the middle. And that's the messiest reality. Because if it really was god awful, there'd be a unanimous consensus. And if it really was amazing, it'd be harder for the haters to hate. But it's in the middle. So there's enough ammunition for both sides. Like, if you know what I mean? Like, Gibbon.
So it sounds like Starfield then? Was it similar to Starfield?
No, because everybody wanted Starfield to be good when it launched. Everybody wants this game to be bad.
Not according to all the Xbox fanboys who were saying you just wanted it to be bad from the beginning.
Yeah. No, I know. But it's right in the middle. So like I know people that are genuinely like friends, content creators that we hung out with at TwitchCon that have like played 12 hours a day and are like, this absolutely has some bugs. They absolutely lied in some of their marketing, but man, this is a pretty fun game and has potential. And I know people, homies of mine, that refunded the game in an hour and were like hot garbage. And I haven't played it. I'm not going to spend my $40 on it, my $45 on it. But it's just the fact that like the response was an inevitability because of the sentiment going in. And hear me when I say, I'm not even saying that like all of the response is unwarranted. I was for sure on the train of like, this isn't a real game. It's going to get delayed again. It's fake. It's a scam. You know what I mean? And it released. So like, I thought it was going to be, terrible too. So it's just crazy. Once again, I said this last week before the launch of it that I wasn't going to buy it. I was just like more interested in it as a moment in gaming. It's so sad when you see people like Mr. Gibbon, who's like one of the most positive people on the planet Earth, like posting screenshots of him getting like death threats because he's playing the game and apparently he's shilling and marketing for the game. I had somebody come in to my stream. Actually, okay, I had 100 people come in, but this one guy was like, oh my God, thank Christ you're playing Tarkov. You're not playing this stupid other game. Everybody is shilling for this game. And so I like stopped my stream and I clicked on every one of my followed that were playing the day before. And I was like, don't see hashtag ad. Nope. Don't see hashtag ad. Nope. Don't see hashtag ad. Nope. Not sponsored. It's just like, he couldn't even comprehend that people were playing the game because they like wanted to see if they enjoyed it. It was like, if you're not playing Tarkov, you're shilling the game. And like, the
reason why people were playing the game was because they were either wanted to see if it was good and they were curious, or they were excited for either good or bad reasons, or they were like having playing it.
Yeah.
Like, no, I mean, like that's a very real thing, right?
For sure.
Like playing it because you assume it's going to be a meme and a scam,
yeah.
and everybody wants to watch it crash and burn.
But some people genuinely are having fun.
Yeah.
And that's unbelievable. That's like truly unbelievable to these people. I had at least 100 people since Thursday come into my channel and thank me for not like, thank you for like it was an intention. Like I'm not playing Tarkov for you. Like I don't want to spend $45 on that game. Like I'm going to be playing the finals tomorrow with Seal. It's just like, it was just crazy how weird people get, man. I don't know. Don't buy the game, right? Like it definitely, not you, but like, to the audience, it's probably not worth the $40 right now. It has a ways to go, but it's definitely not a scam. It's definitely a real game, and it's fascinating. So I'd be super interested in your opinion. You know what I mean? Because like similar to Starfield, you kind of went into it with a different opinion. You wanted it to be good as well, and
if it's bad, then it'll be fun to meme on it.
Yeah.
If it's good,
it'll be content.
Then it'll be fun to tell everybody that they're wrong.
Yeah.
And to objectively explain why, which is why
but like be ready for some like truly next level.
I mean, I still get the Starfield comments about how I'm a Sony pony or whatever. So many comments just like say the word pony, which I didn't understand for a long time what that meant.
Oh my god.
Um,
The internet was a mistake. So that's the day before. Yeah, I don't want to get too much into like the gameplay, the issues, the whatever, because if you want to play it, then like I said, I want you to go into it and make those opinions. But once again, just from a 10,000 foot view, as just like seeing this as a moment in time, you can see it like we could have like a psychology lesson on everything. You can see it. You can see people just like being tired and burnt out of like these games that start marketing 5 years before they release, you know, spending all this money on these crazy cinematic trailers. You can just see the like tiredness of it, but then you can also see the excitement and the joy in people's eyes for like a new survival game. It's been a while since we've had a really good one. We've had a lot of pretty bad. So the fact that it's new and it's playable means, and just like the collision of like all these like weird meta feelings and emotions on the gaming industry, and just like not playing, but just watching it happen has been fascinating, bro.
I saw too. I've been meaning to watch the Game Awards or whatever.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yes,
because that all happened while I was gone, and I just heard a couple of little things. I watched like a couple of quick clips. I saw a couple of trailers, not in full, like on my phone while I was like at a bar. So like I only saw little bits.
Yeah.
But I have to say, there's two videos or the two trailers that I really want to check out. I don't even know the names of the games. I can just say it's one from the guy who made Inscription, which I feel like is perfect timing.
Oh yeah.
And it did you see that one at all? Do you know?
No.
And it looks incredible.
Like, that's sick.
It looks like I just love meta games.
Yeah.
And there's another game, looks like it coming out from Hello Games, like people who made No Man's Sky.
Fire, dude.
That looks like it could be incredible.
Sick, dude. It looks sick. Yeah. I'm super. That was the one that got me the most excited, because like they've earned my respect in the fact that they like would learn from their mistakes and create something super fun. What they've created with No Man's Sky is unreal compared to, you know, where it was at launch and the disappointment from fans, to like how far they've taken it and how well they've supported it. And Light No Fire just looks sick. I'm super excited.
Could you hear that audio? That
I could, yes.
That was TikTok auto playing. But here, I want to play this quick little trailer because oh my god, I can't. I just can't. It's got me so hyped. It's called Pony Island 2 Panda Circus, which is like the most absurd.
Pony Island 2 Panda Circus. Sony Pony.
Okay, wait, start over. Can you hear it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, this feels wild. Bro, what the hell? Yeah, this is right up your alley. That looks... Was that 2025 or 2026?
That's the best way of putting, like, I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah.
Soon TM. Dude.
That looks like an AI generated trailer for like game.
It looks like if you were... obviously, we know nothing about... I've never even heard of Pony Island. Now I need to figure out, was there a Pony Island 1? Like, maybe that's what he made before Inscription. Maybe it was incredible and I never heard of it. I don't know. But it was like, imagine if you were playing, like, you know, the Witness-esque game, like in a real person in like a real-esque world, and you like you walk up to like a computer terminal in like your office. Like you open up your MacBook and it's like, would you like to play this like immersive whatever game? And then you open that up, and inside of that game, you play like there's a terminal that you walk up to, play a computer game that opens up a thing that is like an 8-bit old retro game. But like all of those little like the clicking and dragging, it was almost like it was like programming logic. Like it looked like he was making like programs with like the do this, move, go to this, move this. Like, dude, it looks incredible. I need it now.
Dude, it definitely
It's the first time I've been hyped for a game in years.
That definitely looks insane. That, and then, definitely Light No Fire. So basically, the way Sean Murray described it was like, we want to make one planet-sized planet that every player that plays the game will share, and just make it like this dope fantasy game.
That's so much cooler than I'm gonna make a bunch of solar systems that are, then there's 1,000 planets, and you can't play with anybody else.
Yeah,
and
it feels like we skipped a step. You know, we had, maps the size of GTA, and then everybody went, I want to create 70,000 quintillion full-size planets. And it was like we skipped, like, what would happen if every player that played this game shared one Earth-sized Earth? And, like, he was saying he wants, like, exaggerated features, like huge mountains taller than Mount Everest. And, like, you saw the traversal, right? There's walking, there's running, there's horses, there's dragons, like crazy fast dragon traversal. So, like, we don't know a lot about what it's going to be. Is it a survival game? We saw building. Like, is it going to be PvP? Is it going to be PvE? We don't know, but it looks cool. And it just, dude, I don't know. They just,
Light No Fire is such a cool name.
Yeah, too. It is. They've got me. Like, I'm super hyped for it. For sure.
I really hope that this is like a glitchy subroutine inside of like the, inside of the simulation running in No Man's Sky. Like, this is like,
oh, dude, it's part of the lore of No Man's Sky, part of the whatever. I don't know. So super interested in that. That was the other thing from the Game Awards as well. And then the only other like gaming thing was like, did you see the GTA 6 trailer? Did we already talk about that? I can't remember if we did.
I saw it and I thought, maybe I'm gonna be a negative Nancy. I was like, wow, that was a whole nothing burger that I'm disappointed in.
I mean, I guess like what I might get, my thing with there would be like, what did you expect out of a GTA 6 trailer?
To feel anything.
Okay.
Like excitement or like, I don't know, like it was just that it was like if someone made a fan montage trailer of the crazy stuff from like GTA 3.
Yeah.
Like that's what it would have been. Like, I don't know. I don't care about the characters. Don't know what's going to happen. Not really excited. It just showed like a bunch of crazy people in a crazy city doing crazy stuff. And I was like,
I guess like, has anyone ever cared about the characters in a GTA game is a question I have. I've never played a GTA game. I guess my expectation going into it was like GTA is just about the world and you doing whatever you want to do inside of it. And so what I want out of the trailer is seeing like where this one is set and what the world is going to be. And like, and so I saw that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know that anyone has ever cared about the main characters in the GTA game. Maybe I'm wrong. Like I don't know. So it was just cool to see like the graphics were insane and like, seeing kind of like the Red Dead Redemption graphic engine, but in like a more modern day thing.
Let's see real quick.
I mean, GTA 6 could suck. I have no skin in the game. I'm just saying I got kind of exactly what I would have expected out of a GTA trailer, which is like people driving cars, people being crazy, people shooting guns. Let's go, GTA. You know what I mean? Like, that's just...
Yeah, I want to let's see. One sec. Here, let's watch this real quick, and
Okay.
hopefully this is not like a meme edit.
Yeah.
Where is the goddamn money? You gotta take these guys out. This is your way to shine. Way to go, tough guy. Beat him to a pulp.
I don't know if this is the official trailer or not.
As I said, amigo, you work for me now.
Yeah. This is exactly what we got with the new trailer.
Grand Theft Auto, Vice City. Out
Now, see, here's the thing,
exact same
though.
thing.
It
PlayStation
was
2.
Jesus Christ. It was let's watch one more real quick, not of Vice City, but of Grand Theft Auto 5. Because
Okay.
here's the thing, like, that was 16 years ago.
Yeah.
And also the original, like the older GTA games had like a silent protagonist.
Yeah.
But was it GTA 5? Let's look at the GTA 5 trailer real quick and see, just to compare. And like maybe my like meh is like unwarranted.
And
But like there was just something about it where I'm like,
yeah.
oh.
Okay. That's
Like
yeah.
the Starfield,
I don't think that's
the
bad.
Starfield trailer was like, oh fuck, this is incredible.
Yeah.
It's going to be incredible, and it was a massive letdown. Maybe it's a good sign that the trailer sucks. I don't know, but here, let's just see if this is any different.
Why did I move here? I guess it was the weather. Or the... I don't know, that thing. That magic. You see it in the movies. I wanted to retire from what I was doing, From that line of work. Be a good guy for once. A family man. So, I bought a big house. Came here, put my feet up, and thought I'd be a dad like all the other dads. My kids would be like the kids on TV. We'd play ball and sit in the sun, but, well, you know how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that trailer was better than GTA 6. I don't know, like it.
Yeah. See, I don't know. That's that's funny.
I
Sure.
mean,
It was
here's the
another.
thing,
It was
like, you
another
get-
montage of a city and stuff happening in it.
Did you play GTA 5?
No, I didn't play. I haven't played any GTA games.
Like you got the guy talking was one of the multiple like main characters. It was like a natural introduction, kind of a teaser into the story and some of the things that you could like look forward to experiencing. And like rather than like people covered in mud, a girl twerking on a car, it was like it felt like TikTok meme fan service for the young kids.
Yeah.
As opposed to like the Sopranos movie, like I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
Like
I don't think you should love the GTA 6 trailer. I think it's totally fine. I think most of the people, I'm not saying you, but most of the people that have come in and been like GTA 6 trailer sucked, super terrible, whatever. When I ask them why, it's like they want it to be Oppenheimer. They want it to be a Christopher Nolan movie. And it's like, that trailer was not a Christopher Nolan movie. That was like a white dude being like, I wanted to be a dad, but I'm in a crime. And a montage of a city. And the GTA 6 trailer was a girl being like, I don't know if we're going to make it, but we're only going to make it together. And a montage of a city.
But also,
it was the same thing. So I get it. I'm not saying I don't care if anybody likes it or doesn't. I just find it funny because it's just a cinematic trailer. Like it's just showing a cool city.
No, I know, but the cinematic trailer should get you hyped for some aspect of the game. And this didn't get me excited for the story. It didn't. The graphics didn't look good. Like none of the things looked.
The graphics looked amazing.
Like Red Dead Redemption looks better than GTA 6 trailer.
Okay, that's wild, but sure.
Yeah, maybe I literally don't remember when I watched it. Maybe I watched it like on my fucking phone or something. It just like didn't look 10 years better.
Dude, even everybody that said they hated the trailer said the graphics looked insane.
Do you know why you're here? Bad luck, I guess.
Is this the main character?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
No, so here's the thing.
I don't care.
I felt like her character model looked like shit, and the dudes looked really good.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
there were a few spots in there where I was like, oh, that person's hand looks weird or whatever.
I feel like
that dude. I'm not trying to convince you to like it. I don't care. I just find it interesting. It comes out in 2025, right? So it's exactly what I expect out of a GTA 6 trailer 18 months before the game comes out. And to say it's TikTok fan service is like absolutely correct. It's like a game's trailer is going to reflect the generation of gamer they're going to be playing it. You know what I mean? Like
this gets me. Listen, here's the thing. I don't play GTA for multiplayer.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a boomer take, but like GTA 3 had one of the best like storylines.
Yeah.
San Andreas, like I play it like I played Red Dead Redemption,
for sure,
which was to enjoy the story and to care about the characters, what was going on. And there's nothing. Again, this is just like okay, here's what got me. Look at him.
Yeah. And
then look at her. She looks like a Starfield character.
Okay. Yeah. In one scene, one of the characters looks not great. Yeah.
I'm just I don't know,
that's
man.
okay. That's okay. I'm really not trying to like convince you it's not the best trailer I've ever seen for a video game in my life.
No, but here's the thing: is that the Grand Theft Auto games are some of the best games of all time.
Yeah.
And you haven't played it, so imagine if Interstellar 2 pops a trailer and it was like the Star Wars Phantom Menace. Actually, that was probably a good trailer.
It's probably a great trailer.
So, but like, it was just like, oh, like, wouldn't you want to be like, you want chills for something that has been one of your favorite? And to me, it was like,
and that's valid. I'm not saying it's not valid. To me, both of the other Grand Theft Auto trailers were the exact same, no better or worse than the GTA 6 one.
But so here's the thing. Here's what you're missing, is that we have a decade's worth of
because it's been forever since GTA 5 came out.
So what I don't want is for it's similar to the people saying, well, what did you expect? Because Fallout 4 was kind of meh, and this game was just as good as that. And it was like, well, no, they spent $1 billion and 5, or 7 years. I expected it to be better than the last thing.
Yeah.
So to say that, the trailer was no better than the trailer from 13 years ago, it's like, I hope that they would make something that more exciting than the thing from 13 years ago.
That's fine. And you're right. I'm not a GTA. I haven't played a single GTA. Maybe my opinion is terrible. I just like,
I mean,
if you didn't get what you wanted out of it, I can't say that that's wrong at all. I got exactly what I wanted out of it, and you can't say that that's wrong, right? It's just like,
like the graphics do look good, but like,
I thought it was cool.
I just keep expecting like next level. I keep expecting to be amazed. Because for so long, the next thing that came out was like, oh, I'm amazed. Oh my God, I'm amazed. And then now I feel like maybe we're just like plateauing, and that like the graphics just aren't going to get better until there's some new fucking paradigm shifting
quantum computing.
whatever.
For sure. Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. It's the environment looks insane. I basically thought I was watching just like the news in Florida. Like, have you seen the video that's like all of the real life inspiration for a lot of the stuff that was in the trailer? Like 50% of that trailer were basically like
real
recreated clips. Like real clips of stuff that happened in Florida. Because it said the map was like leaked. It's supposed to basically be like a fake squished together version of you're going to get a little bit of Orlando, you're going to get Miami, you're going to get Tampa, and you're going to get the Keys. Like kind of squished right together.
Is incredible.
Yeah.
It
looks amazing.
I think there's like no chance that like if you're flying in this plane that it looks like this. Just because all the other obviously that looks incredible, right? This stuff, this stuff looks incredible. I guess we'll have to see what the actual gameplay.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying exactly. Like I don't expect to be blown away by a cinematic trailer because it's not gameplay. So it's like, of course, it's gonna look amazing. Every game cinematic trailer looks amazing. The environment looks sick, right? Because that's all straight up Florida stuff. The Miami, the Fort Lauderdale, the Everglades, the Orlando stuff, the mudding, the game. Like it's just yeah, it was just cool. This was a cool, like, we're working on it. It's coming out in the next 2 years.
I think to summarize, now that I thought about it, because again, I was like kind of reacting in real time when I saw it, and I was just kind of like, oh, okay, whatever. I think I might have been at the airport or something.
Yeah.
The stories of the GTA games were so massive and iconic and like awesome.
And that's something that would be lost on me.
I was excited.
Yeah.
To be like, what's the next story going to be?
Yeah.
And there's just like, oh, there's no story. Just
and yeah, and
so I think that's largely why I was disappointed.
And that's not a wrong take. There was no story in that. There was like, I'm in prison. We're gonna make it together. Like, yeah, there was no story in that. And that would be lost on me. I have no expectation of the story because I don't know what the stories were or how good or how flat they fell or whatever.
And one more thing to keep in mind too is that I think a lot of people, especially like Tarkov community, folk, they've been living their lives playing like mid-tier dev pre-release indie games.
Yeah.
So they're just always, they see stuff and they just always are kind of like cope around like, yeah, sure, it looks bad, but like, I'm sure it's going to be better.
Yeah,
when it's
yeah.
And like, to some extent, that's like not reasonable for the kinds of
if the budget of your game starts with a B, the expectation should be different of quality. I agree with that. But like,
and we just had Starfield where the trailer was here and the game was here, and then GTA the trailer was here.
Well,
here's the game is here, and I just hope it's not.
Do you remember seeing the trailers for Starfield and not caring? The trailers were here, and then they did Starfield Direct. That was here. That got you excited. Like, I remember talking to you about how, like, we both watched the Starfield trailer and it looked like a nothing burger game. And then they did the Starfield Direct and they released a new trailer and it looked amazing. We both got our hopes up. Then we went into it. So I'm saying, like, there's still time. They could release
I remember only one trailer.
Yeah, that was not the first one.
It was whatever one I did in my Starfield video where it was like the ship and like humanity was meant to explore. Like that whole thing. That gave me fucking legit
chills. That was not
chills.
the first trailer.
Okay.
And so it's the same. So like they could release a storyline trailer, 6 months because they're going to have to market the game now for the next 18 months or whatever until it comes out. They could release a storyline trailer that's insane or terrible. And maybe this one will fall flat or whatever.
I guess I had no anticipation of the Starfield trailer.
Yeah.
Whereas we've been waiting 100,000 years,
10 years
with leaks and all this stuff. And then finally they're like, oh my God, it's going to happen. And we were all sitting there.
That makes, for sure.
Metaphorically in front of our TVs, like, oh my God, this is it. Everybody, honey, get the kids. Fucking turn off.
That's why I'm so fascinated in this stuff because I'm excited to play it just because like it looks insane. But I have no emotional attachment to this, and that's a real point, right? Like GTA fans have been waiting for the new GTA for the last 10 years.
GTA, oh my God.
Yeah, I've never played a single GTA game. I'm not against them. I wasn't allowed to when I was a kid, and then when I was old enough that GTA 5 came out, I was playing other games, and I didn't really care. I didn't have any like friends that played GTA, so it was like whatever. But What? But
Did you ever see old school GTA and like what it looked like?
For sure. Yeah, I've seen.
Because I remember
tons of
seeing the
videos.
GTA 3 trailer. If we were to watch that now, it'd be like terrible,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But seeing that after playing top-down 2D GTA,
Yeah.
like you didn't play even GTA 2 or
No,
see it?
but I've seen a bunch of it. I like saw other people play it back when I was a kid, and I wanted to play it. My parents wouldn't let me. Like I saw my friends play it. I've watched documentaries on GTA and the history of it, so I've seen it all. Yeah, and it's like
Oh, dude.
But what I was gonna say was like the reason why I'm excited about it is like because I'll play it, I'm sure, but to see like the anticipation for this game is like higher than any other game potentially ever. And that was evidenced by this 1.5 minute trailer for GTA 6 broke the world record for most YouTube views in 24-hour period, previously held by Mr. Beast. It was like 87 million views in 24 hours. So like, I mean, it's going to be such a moment in time when this comes out. You know what I mean? For gaming, because it's such a huge series and it's so anticipated by so many people. It's fascinating.
So, yeah. I hope it's incredible, dude.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to do that or to relive the it comes out, everybody seems to say good things. I experience it, feel like I'm in the minority when I'm like, I don't like it. I don't think it's good. And then make a video, it initially gets shit on, and then all of a sudden everybody else is like, wait, this is actually a bad game.
No,
like
for
Starfield.
sure.
And it was like, yeah.
For sure.
I hope that's not the case. Dude, I faked sick for GTA 3 multiple times just to play the game.
I hope it's
incredible.
I hope it's awesome, man. Like we want good games. Good games are good for everybody. And
there's a world in which, and part of what I'm worried about is that they are going to care less about the single player campaign and the story, and it's going to be more focused on multiplayer aimed at the Zoomer. Like it's all about like crazy music. We're doing the memes. Get out your cell phone and post the clip of the thing and get 100 points every time you post a clip in game when you hold your phone. And like, you know,
I think
like
that's
some
valid.
weird...
I think that's valid. You know what I mean? Like what you can say about GTA 5 that no other GTA have is no other GTA made Rockstar several billions of dollars off of the multiplayer. Like GTA 5 made them billions of dollars of in-app purchases and like all the currencies and DLCs and stuff like that. So, so I get that like concern that like they'll move away from the, you know, really strong narrative of like their single player experience in favor of that. And we'll see. Yeah, honestly, to me, like, and this might be a bad take once again as a non-GTA fan. It's just nice to see a trailer that's not promising me a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? Like 400,000 entities on screen. It's going to be the biggest thing you've ever seen. It's going to be the best. It's just like,
I feel like that's such a small developer.
Yeah, but that's like you said, it could be that. It could be that where I've been so invested in more indie-ish titles for so long that that's my expectation of a
where they don't have the like not ego, but like this is Grand Theft Auto. We don't have.
They don't have to.
Just
I don't have to explain myself to you. Yeah.
Oh, you guys need to love this game because we're gonna have all of these cool features, and it's all gonna be this, and it's gonna be cheap, and it's gonna be awesome, and it's gonna be epic, and like they shouldn't have to do that.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. And I've definitely been in the world of the smaller developers that have felt like they've had to do that, and then they can't freaking deliver on it, and it's whatever. So, yeah. I don't know. It's just interesting gaming news. It is far from the coolest game, like trailer for a video game I've ever seen. That would still go to Dead Island 1. You remember that trailer?
No.
Oh my God.
I'm sure when I see, as soon as I see.
Don't do a reversed one. You have to do the original one.
Dead Island official announcement trailer.
This is the greatest trailer for a video game I've ever seen. Dude, chills already with the music. Holy cow.
I never saw this.
Brother.
Oh my god. This is the sickest trailer
Dude.
ever, dude.
Bro.
See? That's what I mean. That's what I mean, dude. I expect that.
That's the greatest
from-
video game trailer of all time.
I expect that shit from all the new stuff from all these billion-dollar companies. If you can't make me go, holy fuck,
Yeah.
then I feel like you're failing to do your job.
Yeah.
You know?
I understand what you mean. I just don't think every trailer can't be the best trailer we've ever seen, or else nothing has meaning. And if what they set out to do was just have a slideshow of what's cool in GTA 6, they succeeded at that. I think the thing about Dead Island is before that trailer, nobody knew what Dead Island was. So it's a blessing and a curse where like you have 10 years of expectations, subjective expectations placed on stuff. So it's like what you want out of a GTA 6 trailer might be different than what somebody else wants. Somebody might have fallen in love with the RP of GTA 5 and you fell in love with the story of GTA 5. I think what made that so special was like nobody knew what Dead Island was. And they just burst onto the scene with the greatest video game trailer of all time. And it was just like insane. Insane. Oh, that took me back. That trailer. You never seen that one before? Oh.
No, and
so
Dead Island,
good.
dude, Dead Island was one of my favorite games ever.
Yeah,
too.
I loved playing that. Yeah.
I like played Dead Island like 5 years after it came out. Like I was late. It was
Oh,
like I
really?
was at GameStop. Yeah, it was a GameStop with like needed something new to play and was sick of like Modern Warfare 2 or whatever the fuck I was playing.
That's
at the time.
funny. Yeah, I love Dead Island.
I think like a bunch of my friends were telling me to play Left 4 Dead, and I like rented Left 4 Dead, and I'm like, this game sucks. This game's terrible.
Oh, that's a hot take.
Because I just don't like zombie games.
Yeah,
dude,
I feel you.
And yet Dead Island was incredible.
Yeah.
You know, because it transcended a stupid fucking genre.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Yeah, Dead Island was great. Anyways, so that's the stuff. That's the gaming news. It'll definitely be interesting. I have no skin in the game. I'll just be interested to see what happens. And like I said, it's just gonna be a moment in time. So it's kind of fascinating. But yeah, that's the stuff. That's the Tarkov news. That's the video game news going on. Maybe like we said, next week's podcast will be us talking about Arena. That would be sick. It's Sunday night. I'm going to try to get this up early tomorrow morning For the patrons, I'm still going to post it to Patreon, so it's like ad-free, and so you can listen to it on your thing.
Oh, yeah, shit.
If
Are we
you-
doing the PP tomorrow morning?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If you would like more content like this, patreon.com/thepogcastpod, where we do a whole nother episode every single week. You get early access, normally if we do it on time, early access to the episodes, ad-free access to the episodes. But yeah, thank you guys for the support. Thank you for the love. We should be back on track with the schedule, and excited to hopefully talk about some Marina next week. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging, and we'll definitely see y'all on the next one.
Peace.